And now time for a review of Dave wrote 'em all. I mean, Mustaine wrote 'em all. Metallica's Kill 'Em All. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Rudy, and if you're new to the channel, I like to discuss music, particularly rock and metal. So like and subscribe if you'd like, and join the conversation. So, over the years I've given Metallica a whole lot of shit. I just never really liked them overall, period. And now that I'm a bit older, I figured, it was just really unfair that I hated them without actually having heard all their albums. So I figured what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each and every one of their studio albums. And not only that, I want to go through each of the big four metal bands. We're going to see who has the best debut album. And when the smoke clears, we'll see if Metallica was really the best out of the big four, as they're known to be today. So, Kill 'Em All. I've heard this record quite a few times already. First heard it back in high school. I thought it was okay. Shortly after high school, I was more of a Megadeth fan than I was a Metallica fan. And then, of course, I heard the whole story of how Dave Mustaine was kicked out of the band, and he asked them not to use the music, and they went ahead and used the music anyway. But whatever. From what I've read, they gave Dave Mustaine credit for half of the record, or at least half of the songwriting. I haven't found any other sources that say, if he truly wrote them all, as they say, or if that's just part of that whole lore and nobody really knows it except for maybe Dave. On to the first track, Hit the Lights. Now, this song starts off the album great. It's a slow build-up and introduction into the madness, and then BAM! Madness ensues. They're letting you know that they're there and ready to make your ears bleed. And yes, this song is really, really good and a great first track on the album. And there's heavy riffage and the solos kick ass. What more could you ask for an opening track? Now the second track, the Four Horsemen. Now I confess I listened to Mechanics long before I heard the Four Horsemen, so I'm kind of used to the Mechanics version and it being a whole lot faster than this song. And at first I didn't like the Four Horsemen. First when I heard it, it just seemed too slow. But then again, after giving it a few years, listening to it with an adult ear, I think it's pretty good still. I mean, I still prefer Mechanics to this version, but this one is really good. It has like a good, it's slow, but it keeps you in there. It doesn't really take you away from how badass the song is. It's just a little bit slower, and sometimes you need to slow it down a little bit. Now, Mustaine did a lot of drugs, and so did the rest of Megadeth at that point. Megadeth at that point. So I'm pretty sure they're all gacked out on something. Maybe that's why it was faster. But who knows? Dave knows. Now, track 3. This one is called Motor Breath. And to me, it's the shittiest song on the album. It just kind of sucks. It's not really a fun song. It's kind of stupid. I don't like it. Period. That's all I'm going to say about it. The next track is Jump in the Fire. Now, I love the way this one sounds. It has a good sound to it and a good groove in the music. It really kicks ass. It just makes me want to bang my head throughout the entire song. There was a point in early Metallica's career when they sang a lot about fire. And I kind of wonder if they stopped singing about fire after James Hetfield got burned. The next track is Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth. This one at first sounded very weird to me. It kind of, well, for a young ear, didn't sound like it flowed well with the album. But as a grown up, I really enjoyed it, and it really shows or shines a light on Cliff Burton's talent with the bass. I think he's probably the best bass player that Metallica had. Now, no offense to Robert Trujillo, but that man is scary. I don't know. He's like not in a bad way, but kind of like a cartoon gorilla. Just it's really intimidating and scary. But like I said, through consecutive listens of this song, I really grew to enjoy it and love the track. Especially love when the drums come in. And I don't know, it just reminds me of... I know this song came out before Crossroads, but it kind of reminds me of that movie Crossroads with Ralph Macchio. And they're kind of having like a little duel. And then at the end of the movie, and the drums just kick in and it just sounds sweet. You know, it sounds badass. It's like a little jam session. I really love the way it sounds. Now, back then, I was like, this is stupid. But as a grown up, it's not stupid. It's really good. The next song is Whiplash. And Whiplash is a perfect name for this song because it makes you just want to headbang throughout the whole thing. Pretty sure a bunch of youth wound up in the hospital with broken necks because of this song. And you can't blame them. It's really good. Phantom Lord. Now this one, besides Anesthesia, this one also sounds very different from the rest of the songs on the album. But it's my favorite track. It's kind of an odd gem on the record. Like just the subject matter of the lyrics and that part where it kind of slows down a bit. It just really fits well all together. But like I said, it does feel a little weird on the album, but that doesn't take away from me enjoying it. Overall, it's a great song. Track number 8 is No Remorse. This one, to me, kind of sounds like they kind of try to rehash the Four Horsemen. Like if at times it kind of reminds me of that slow that little riff comes into play a lot on this song. And so while it's still a good song, I felt like they didn't have more ideas to help complete this song and rehash something that they had already used. But that's just my opinion. Now, the next track is Seek and Destroy. Who can forget that opening riff? It's iconic at this point. You hear that, you hear Metallica, period. To me, this song is like thrash metal 101. Everybody knows it. It's easily recognizable and one of the best songs for the band. And if you're starting out, that's probably going to be one of the songs you're going to hear if you are just getting into thrash metal. Like I said, it's like AC/DC is rock 101. Metallica's like Metal 101 and Seek and Destroy would be the song you start with. Now, the final track on the album is, I think, a perfect bookend to the record. They go out with one of the heaviest songs on the album, and in the process, they let you know that you are part of the militia, the metal militia. And that's one of the great things that made this album a great debut, was this song in particular, because they let you know that you were part of them. They needed you, and you were a part of the militia. It was like a tribute to their fans. It was made for you. Now, overall, I give this record a 9 out of a 10. I know Dave Mustaine had a big part of this record's success, and it really sucks what happened between him and the band. But the good thing is that we got Megadeth out of it, and Metallica went on to make their own history and establish themselves as one of the greatest metal bands of the 80s. Period. So do you agree? Do you disagree? You think there's a better debut album from the Big Four? Let me know. Please comment and tell me what you think. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and listen to all the studio albums over again. I'm going to listen to all the other studio albums by the Big Four. And when the smoke clears, we'll see who the greatest band was. Until next time, bye, I guess.
Hey, this is the Governator. Now that you've had the chance to listen to the best music channel on YouTube, Rudy and the Beast, I want you to go and push the button to subscribe. Do it! Do it now! What are you waiting for? I'm here! Ah!